No, really, really good. And Hosey looked like early on, you got a feeling, and you kind of feel like it all the time, but today you felt like he was on a little bit of a mission to show, that clip over there, what kind of pitcher he was. Had a little bit of a struggle there. I think it was a third, and after that settled in. But really good today. He used to change up some, but I thought he had a really good fastball today. Seemed like he was able to beat a lot of guys with that, which always sets up his other pitches.
After 6, I think it was at 96, and then he gives you a strong 7th. Just again showing how powerful he can still be at that point in the game.
Yeah, he looked a little weary in the 6th, and I told him he looked tired, and I think that made him mad. And so he was obviously wanted to show me he wasn't tired in the 7th. So that was pretty good.
What conclusion should we draw about your team winning 3 or 4 from the team with the best record in baseball?
Well, they're a banged up club, and not to take, I don't want to take anything away from our guys, but we played well. We got the hits, we got big outs when we needed them, and we got hits when we needed them. So I don't think this, in our minds, is going to need to prove anything. I think our guys already believe that we can play with anybody, and if we get pitching and our guys keep us in the game, we're good enough offensively, lineup-wise, to be able to score. So I think these guys believe in themselves that we can be a club that can contend, and that's really what we're looking to do.
Big hit by Prado there at the end to break it open. Though, you don't even have to go to AJ possibly. If it would have stayed within 2.
Yeah, definitely the tack-on runs, and I've talked about it quite a few times during the year. Those tack-on runs are so nice because we've had so many times early that we use our kind of big 3 there in the back, day after day after day. And at some point, you can't keep doing that. You can't sustain that over the course of the season because it's just too many outings, and by the end of the year, they're going to be beat up. So we need some of these games to be able to split, Bear away from Phelps, and in days at 8, we don't need AJ. Things like that help us to be able to separate those guys. So then I'm always have a couple of guys available instead of having 2 or 3 guys down on any given day.
How's Ozuna?
Good. Yesterday I could tell talking to him on the bench that, he's just the way he said it, that I was going to give him today also, because knowing that I buy tomorrow, and then I also buy almost another full day before we play again. So it really gives him almost 4 days. And you know what? Honestly, I'm still not going to try to put a square peg in a round hole. If he's not ready to go on that day, then we just let him. He's going to sit there again until we get him right. I've looked at a lot of things this year. We're in it for the long haul, so we're not going to run him out there or any of our guys out there if they're not right. So we'll make sure he's healthy and able to play, and then we put him back in there.
You guys scored 6 runs today despite not doing so well, and with runners in scoring position. What do you think of the job they did today?
Well, good. You just keep battling, right? You keep getting people out there. Their guy got some big outs early, got out of some jams where we could have tacked on a run here or there, but we stayed after him and kept putting pressure, and then you finally break through.
You're going to pass the midpoint on this trip now. How would you describe the way your team's positioned at this point?
No, good. We worry about early on. I think when you come out of spring training, you really want to just get in position. You don't want to get yourself out of a race early in the season. We talk about the season as a marathon, but also that is a fast pace, and that means you want to try to hit your stride as a team, and then just stay there and be able to sustain over a long period of time playing good, solid baseball. We're looking like that, but more and more. We had a pretty nice homestand for us to be able to do what we did with Colorado, and then split with Atlanta in that little short 2 game, and then be able to do this with the Cubs. We get a chance to off day tomorrow, give guys a little breather, and we got to keep playing. It's just there's so much baseball to be played, and it feels good to be where we're at right now. But we still know there's lots of big series coming.
You said Jose felt like he was on a mission, or you gave a suggestion he was more of a mission than maybe usual. Is that just?
I don't know. It just looked like early he was focused, and he's always focused, but a little less dramatic, and you know, with everything with him, you never know. It's always energy, but it seemed like it was a little narrower focus today. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but it just seemed that way to me.
Dietrich's hitting over 300 now. How would you describe the way he's stepped up?
He's been hitting, swinging the bat. He's been pretty much hovering around there for a long time. So he did a really nice job. Obviously, we lose D early end of April, and Derek's been a guy that stepped in and played good defense for us. He swung the bat well. He gives you a little different effect, a guy that drives the ball a little bit more. He can hit, and I think the knock has always been, you know, can he defend or where can he play? And I think he's shown that he can play in a number of spots.
Do you think you'd be 6 games over 500 right now?
Quite honestly, I feel like we should be more than 6 games over 500 right now. We've had a lot of games where we've had leads we weren't able to not necessarily hold from a back end part, but more hold from letting teams back in games, things like that. I feel like walking in spring training, we had a good club, and you never know how it's going to go, but we knew if we could, you know, play well, guys would gain confidence, and it's a good group. You know, those guys want to win.
How about like what you said about Derek's defense? You know, the infield as a whole. I think it's been close to a month they haven't committed an error, and the way he's been able to step in after you lost D and just be a part of that. You know, just be so effective.
No, the defense has been really good, and I talked about it not too long ago. About early on, we were a little surprised it wasn't. We seemed shaky early, and then we've really kind of hit our stride. Martine's unbelievable at third. Etchie, obviously, he's been kind of one of those guys on the Gold Glove list the last few years. Derek's been solid. JB's again been fine at first. So we've been a pretty good defensive club, and we thought we would be, just from seeing the team last year. Bone's an outstanding infield instructor, and these guys really take to him and what we're trying to do.
There were no problems in the game. That was Conley on Tuesday. Nothing.
Conley, yeah, first game in Detroit.